What a sad, sad sound that is, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have 2 claps today because Beans' power is out. He will not be with us today, or he will. Who knows? Maybe he'll hop on at some point in the middle of the episode today. But let's just go ahead and address the elephant in the room. You can see at that bottom left corner of our video that there is a drastic difference in the time of this episode today. We are trying something new, or at least experimenting with something new. A lot of you have been giving us feedback, which we greatly appreciate, of how long our episodes are. And we do like talking, but we do like taking feedback as well to make ourselves better, to improve what we have. So we're cutting down the podcast today. We'll see how you guys respond to it. Who knows, maybe it becomes a normal for us, which we're completely okay with, because as long as you guys can enjoy the majority of what we release, then that'll be nice. But just welcome back. Anyone that is returning or anyone that is watching for the first time or listening for the first time, thanks for coming back, and thanks for listening to what we have to say. So obviously no Beans today, but we still go on. The show goes on, and we have it actually stinks that Beans can't be here today, because Beans was super excited for this guest, like at the beginning of BeansTalk, and it's taken us this long to bring him on, but we finally have him on, and Beans can't be here, which I'm sure he's bawling his eyes out about right now. So without further ado, we want to introduce our guest for episode 22. Been waiting for a long time to bring this guy on. TJ Weber of St. Joe. Everyone welcome TJ Weber.
Yay, TJ.
Thank you, Jacob. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yep. It is like it's not even like a joke. This was, I mean, I hate to say this, and after so many guests and saying, oh, they were such a great guest. Obviously every guest is special, but this guest was like first thing Beans put on the list. He was like, we got to have TJ. I don't know if it was just he was
I'm
having
flattered. Thank you.
I don't know if he was just having a fun conversation with you that day, or if he was just really thinking about you that day. But I want you to know that Beans was thinking about TJ Weber on the podcast since like
we have lots of fun conversations.
Yeah, so many. Yeah, I'm sure there was a lot of spark that could have been there. But I got some stuff to talk about. Beans isn't here to bring the chaos to the podcast, but hopefully Zach or TJ can fill in for that, because we do want to keep going with this. And if Beans jumps on at any point, then I guess we're back to normal. But first, I guess just we usually try to get the guests, just tell the people who you are, what you do, how you feel about things right now.
Fair enough. Let's see, I'm a senior at St. Joseph High School. The weather outside is quite nice this morning. Yeah, we still got 20 minutes. What's going on with me? Well, it's getting to the time of the year where everything's going a bit crazy. We got AP coming up around the corner with all the tests coming up.
So many tests coming up, man. It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. I'm only taking 4, thankfully.
Only.
I think I'm probably taking 3.
Yeah. No, considering took 7 of the classes this year, 4 should be feasible.
Yeah. It is a very chaotic time right now, with so many things happening. I mean, there's, in terms of just school, like so many things happening with school, especially with like certain classes just deciding to give us all the crap in the world to deal with right now. It's a nice time to be a senior. It's really hard to deal with that, and also think, I've gotten into a college already. Trying to decide, do I still need to care? And part of me says yes, part of me says no. That's how I feel about it right now, at least.
That's very understandable.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where are you on that spectrum, TJ?
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
So I was thinking I would be all motivated till the end, because colleges, you kind of look at the grades, and I'm going to Notre Dame next year, so that'll be fun. And they sent out an email when I got in saying congratulations on getting in. This is a great school, but you can't slack off in your grades. If you get any bad grades, we won't let you in. And I was like, dang, that's rough. And then I went in, and I guess freshman, sophomore year, you kind of went on to the grade calculators. We're so what do I need to get an A in the class? On the final, it's 20% of the grade. What's the minimum I can get to get an A?
Yeah, no, it's been a long time.
Yeah, really. senior year, I'm to the point where, okay, what's the minimum I need to get to round up to a B plus?
Yeah,
Like,
no, it's a weird feeling because it's like I haven't had to, especially with COVID, we haven't had to deal with that kind of thing in a while. Especially since I mean, like at the end of junior year, there were no finals.
oh yeah,
There were finals this year, but I mean, because of our situation, it wasn't like super difficult. But
Yeah.
like people definitely, the last time I had to worry
yeah. I
about
had
anything, like in the
one final.
yeah, and then there was the rest for projects. But
Yeah.
having to deal with that grade calculator, that was a lifesaver freshman sophomore year, and I haven't had to touch that since. It's really weird. Yeah, I remember freshman year, like we all were even finals are very important. Don't take us wrong here. Finals are still very important to your grade. But freshman year, we were all freaking out. Like it was the first time, at least for most of us, because some middle schools do like midterms for some reason. That's a weird thing that I've heard of. But it's the first time we ever had to deal with a test that like determines a large portion of how we end up at the end of the year. And we were all freaking out about it. And I think by the end of sophomore year, we all just thought, let's just don't kill ourselves because, we all killed ourselves for that McCarthy final, and a lot of us still didn't do well. Yeah.
No, those calculators definitely a blessing and a curse. You can go in freshman year in math and say, "Sweet, I only need like an 85 to get an A in the class." Then you look at English and you're like, "Dang it, I need 110 to get an A in the class." So
yeah, it's like when you look at that, and even though you see 110 in the calculator, part of your brain's like, "Can I do that?" You're like thinking to yourself, "Is that possible?"
Wait, maybe if I read like a really good essay, it would give me
if I write a really good essay, and at the end I say, "I need 110, please, Clover. I really need to get this 110." Yeah, no, I remember those days where I would be sitting there, and I remember like after taking the finals, like always, I'd be like, "Oh, that was so great," and then like 2 or 3 weeks later, you're on Christmas vacation and you get the grades in, and you're like, "Great."
oh, honestly, I didn't even look at the grades.
I tried not to.
Any of my grades.
They would be just put on Power School, and my parents would look at Power School, and I would be trying to avoid them. Not because I thought I did bad, just because I didn't want to deal with that. And I heard my mom just mention, "Oh, you got like a C plus in closer's final." I was like, "Oh gosh,
don't even."
I think I scraped a 80 on that one.
Yeah, that was a. I remember like being in Simler's class taking that, and she was like trying to get the test away from me, and I was trying to finish my essay that I spent 20 minutes figuring out what to do with. Oh god, it was not good times. We talk a lot about good times on this podcast, but those were not good times, man. I don't miss
For
that.
sure, not at all.
Yeah. So we're getting into, I mean, the home stretch, y'all. I mean, it's less than a month that we're done, which is crazy to think about. I think in a previous episode I had said like I had calculated how many days, and it didn't seem like that was anywhere close. Now we're pretty much less than I think close to a month probably until we're done. But specifically, and there's something that I think Zach and TJ could probably talk about a little more because I've been done with my last sport for a while, but they're currently in a track season, and I'm sure the feeling and the like wave of emotions of not being a senior anymore and also being done with track has got to be just a nice formula for I don't know what that can create in someone who's just trying to get done with high school. But how do you guys feel about you're about to end senior year, you're about to end track, which I mean, as far as I can like just from observing it, I mean, track seems to be a pretty close knit group, despite the fact that there's so many people in it. Like you guys, like I mean, it's also a very successful sport at St. Joe. So you guys are definitely been in a special sport for the last 4 years. So how do you feel about that ending?
I think combined we're at 4 years. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, really? not all 4.
No. I joined. What was it? Sophomore year.
Yeah,
same. Both started sophomore year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we didn't get a season last year, so
it
makes it even better.
Yeah. No, it's coming. I was a great group of people. Other than the text messages. Nice.
Silent. Come on.
PJ, come on, we got a podcast going on.
Yeah. No, I mean, so for Zach and I, we're on like the distance team of the track. So you kind of got like the field events, the sprinters, and the distance teams are all kind of their own little close knit groups of people. as a part of the whole track team. And the distance guys, really, you're around each other for quite a bit longer than anybody else on the team. We come in after the cross country season in the fall. Zach and I are both in that one too. And then you've got winter practices, summer practices, and you'll be running anywhere from 30 to 50 miles a week with those guys. So you get to know them pretty well. Them and McCarthy out there on the runs with us. I did not think I would know as much about McCarthy as I do now, which is, I don't know if that's a good thing, but
yeah, it's a weird. I've talked to a few people that are in. They're like, you actually get to know McCarthy. If you had done track, you'd probably know a lot more. Like, and I'm like, I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I don't. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean,
Yep.
I don't really know.
No, so run with the guys for probably, I don't know, like 2 hours a day, 14 hours a week. Every week, pretty much year round. For most of those guys, obviously there have been a couple of injuries throughout the season, but for most of us, we really haven't taken any more than a week off in the past maybe 2 years of running. I guess I was on the swim team junior year over the winter, so I wasn't running then. But aside from that, it's pretty much constant, and it's a great group of guys. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible. Like, you definitely don't go in and spend that much time with a group of people if you can't stand them. So it's going to be hard going off next year and not being around them. So.
It's going to be a little difficult, too, because, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure track had the same thing. Of course, you said you joined sophomore year, but I guess for most people, like Zach, did you join freshman year? Like, were you in it freshman year?
No.
Or what about cross country?
No, I didn't do any sports freshman year.
Well, like, in terms of just having that kind of group, I guess this still could kind of relate to you guys. That having, like, a group, not necessarily going into high school initially, but having that group to go in. Because I know, like, this is gonna be a kind of a first because I haven't had this since like elementary school, going into a school like not really knowing anyone or at least being shoved into a group. Because freshman year I knew guys in football before I knew the teachers. I mean that was a group that you were put into, and yeah, you made some friends and you got to know people, and then you got to school and it's a whole weird atmosphere. It's gonna be completely fresh for close to most of us. Going into college, which is something that it's a weird thing to think about. It's a weird feeling to fight with. Thinking about you're excited, but also, I mean, part of you still has that middle school feeling of survival, trying to find someone. You got to find someone to know so that you don't end up by yourself at the lunch table or something like that. There's still that weird feeling, but also it's super exciting because you don't have to be forced to know the same people you've known the last 4 years for the next 4 years. You get to make new friends, which is fun, scary, sometimes not works, but it's going to be an interesting thing for all of us to tackle in the next 4 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
I mean, I think the biggest worry for me is that I get some weirdo as a roommate. With ND, it's all random as to how many people and who you get in your dorm. And I mean, after freshman year, you can do whatever. But freshman year, you just kind of get thrown into it. And I don't know. It should be interesting. I was kind of looking at it like I want to get the biggest dorm possible with as many people as possible because I generally like people. But we'll see. I'm praying I don't get a single dorm. That would suck.
Yeah, no, I've like when I was talking specifically like with my parents, they were like, we're not rushing you to make a decision, but it's good to make a decision a little earlier so you have like choice of like how many people are in your dorm. And I was like, I don't know if I necessarily want one person. Like one person's cool, but it'd be, I don't know, maybe like a 3 or like a 4 because one person,
yeah, for sure.
To me just seems like, I guess you have roommates in real life and that ends up happening and maybe you have to deal with that. One person just seems like it'd be awkward. Like you have no one else to talk to if you get like mad or something. Like get mad at that one person and you're living in the same space as them. You're like, oh, okay, I guess we're just gonna not talk to each other now. I feel
that's when you go hang out in someone else's room.
Yeah, that's when you just go to someone else's dorm, or you just go somewhere else. But yeah, I'm thinking like in terms of that, because that's one thing that I haven't really thought about a lot. That wasn't a huge decision for me in terms of like the living residential situation at colleges when I was making decisions. But I feel like I'd want like a 2 or 3, like you were saying, like 2 or 3 other people. 3 might be a lot, maybe 2. Maybe we'll go 2. 3 is a lot.
Eddie's got 6s now, so
they have 6s.
I'm definitely looking into a 6.
What? No, that's got to be. I mean, obviously they got to give you
so much fun.
Obviously they got to give you like a lot of room, right? It's not like it's the same.
Yeah, no, they're very large dorms.
Okay, yeah.
No, my dad, he was in a 4 in college, and he said that was a lot of fun. They kind of had 2 rooms that were supposed to be bedrooms, and then like a study room in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And being college students, they took the beds from the 2 bedrooms, put them in one room. So they had the bedroom, the study room, and the party room.
Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like 6. I don't know. That might be. I don't know how I feel about that, but that's crazy. I had no clue that was a thing. Like, so there's 5s then. There's got to be 5s and stuff, and like 4s and 3s.
I think it goes from 4 to 6.
Oh wow.
Definitely have 4s, but yeah, no, I don't know at what point it stops being a dorm and is just a barracks or something.
Yeah, it's gonna feel like just a conglomeration of just people you don't know, and somehow you have to figure out how to live with those people. Zach, how do you feel about what do you want? You want like 1 person, 2 people? Are you down for like 15 people in one room?
I don't know. That one, like, I'm thinking about it more. That one actually it sounds fun just to have that many people. It sounds like
excessive
chaos, but yeah. But like the 6, I don't know. I feel like there would always be someone awake though. So like,
that could be a problem.
I just hope they would be respectful when people are sleeping. That's all I asked for.
Yeah, I'm afraid that would probably be me.
I think the sleep schedules would be a bit whack.
Yeah, they definitely would. Yeah, I'm scared for my sleep.
Yeah, college do be like that.
Yeah, I'm very terrified for my sleep when we go to college, because it's gonna, even though like I have control over my sleep here, but I'm living in the same house as my family, who most of them usually just go to sleep at a reasonable time. Sometimes I'm up, but you still have to like, I don't know, when you're living with like other people that aren't like your immediate family that you've been living with for a while, I feel like you feel a little more free to just stay up as long as you don't make noise, which I'm scared myself, because I don't want to do that, because I'm gonna kill myself at college if I don't sleep at all, which will be weird.
Coffee is for.
I guess that's what energy drinks are for. You know, you survive. You survive with chemicals and caffeine. That's how I live. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, so it's coming around, people. If anyone hasn't made a decision, don't feel rushed. But just a reminder for anyone, because I literally talked to some people last week that didn't know the deadline.
Oh God.
They were just like, oh, that's the deadline. Like they knew it was in May, but May 1st is the deadline.
Yeah.
Anyone? Yeah, they were just like, oh, I was just gonna wait till like May started, and I was like, but it's May 1st, so maybe think about that.
You kind of can't.
Yeah, you kind of just can't forget that.
Like less than a week.
Yeah, less than a week, which is crazy to think about. It's not super terrifying for me and TJ, I guess.
It is for me.
Yeah, it is for Zach. Zach, what are you looking at? If you don't mind disclosing that information to us.
Oh, that's fine.
Pick him out.
Yeah. TJ was texting me this morning because he wants to go golf later today. So he's just like, all right, get this stuff figured out. But no, I was looking at Xavier, Butler, and Dayton, those 3. So I don't know, kind of leaning towards Xavier now, because like they have a pizza ATM.
They got a pizza ATM. Yeah, that's yeah. They also sent me some sweet socks. I'm not going there, but they sent me some sweet socks.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Xavier has done the most to like just like, I don't know, make you feel welcome. They've been sending me stuff, sending me a lot of information.
Zach, did you flex your ex?
Oh yeah, I flexed my ex.
I got a big box.
Didn't I put that on my private? The one
Yeah,
picture.
no, yeah,
with
you
it?
did. Yeah. Yeah, no, but I got that box like the day we came back from Villanova, and I basically decided I wanted to go to Villanova, and I was like, oh, what a nice box. Thanks for the free stuff.
Thanks for the free stuff.
I'm
Not
going to
going there.
Villanova.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah,
No, that's definitely a strategy. Just apply to every single free application college there is, and you'll get
and you get so much free stuff.
Yeah, that's your clothes, so you don't have to like look for clothes when you're in college. That's how you're gonna like, go. You'll be on like Notre Dame's campus, but you're wearing some like SC or Michigan shirt, and
be wearing my Michigan Tech hat and my DePaul T-shirt.
Yeah, I told my parents, like I said, SC does have a good film school, but they don't have the like I don't like that's I gotta go there. But if I end up going there for film school, I'm gonna wear all the Notre Dame garb I can. I don't care how angry everyone is at me. That's my goal if I end up doing that. But yeah. So moving on a little bit, one particular topic I wanted to touch on before we're out of time. I don't know how much time we have. It doesn't matter.
We got like 10 minutes.
Yeah, we got we're good.
Just.
But because TJ's here, and there's one particular like. It's art, but it's like an activity too. I don't know. Like TJ does shoe art, which is definitely a thing. Not at all something that I was exposed to until. Yeah, no, it's definitely a thing. No, it's just not at all something that I was exposed to not until I met TJ. Not that. It's just not until TJ all of a sudden was like, "Hey, I'm doing shoe art this year," and he walks around with like the coolest looking shoes that the dude designed himself. Like, you talk a little bit to me about like what that's like, but tell the people what it's like to take a shoe and say you don't look good enough. Or like, I'm gonna fix you up. Like, it's a weird thing to think about with shoes. I never really thought about doing. The closest thing I ever got was like doing black Sharpie on the white parts because I wanted to look cool with black shoes. But that was the coolest. But yeah, talk to people about some shoe art.
Yeah, no, I actually started out with Sharpies myself. Me and my cousin went over to my grandma's house, and she had like this unopened pack of like 30 Sharpies, every color of the rainbow and then some. And we had found like a pair of Converse that one of their little friends wanted done. So we made some like Harry Potter themed shoes, and they were pretty cool. And then that kind of inspired me. I was like, these are awesome. I want a pair. So I got a pair of Vans, and I am a huge fan of Vans. They are great shoes. They're thanks, Zach. Yep, very much off the wall. So I made my first pair of like customized shoes was a pair that I did kind of like rainbow themed Vans, and they turned out quite well, and they actually held up surprisingly well, which is kind of the reason I decided to make a couple more. I mean, you can make your piece of art and hang it up on the wall and
fridge.
Exactly, yeah. And like, okay, that's cool, but it doesn't.
You can't wear.
Seems like a bit of a waste of time. Like
TJ can
wearing the shoes. Exactly, like it's art that's actually you can use it. Like you go in. And some of the art I have discovered is more challenging to like put on shoes. It's an unforgiving canvas. Having to go around, I don't normally just wear shoes for looks. If I get a pair of shoes, I'm going to wear the shoes, and they get beat up pretty bad, pretty quickly. But no, so that's another reason. Like the Vans with the canvas shoes, hold up surprisingly well. And then recently, over the pandemic, I have a whole lot more time on my hands, so I ordered a couple more pairs and discovered Angelus paints, which is leather paint that's specifically designed for shoes. And using that, I was able to make a couple of pairs of shoes that are much more durable than any like Walmart paint or even some of the Joanne Fabrics or whatever paint that they have there. Just acrylic paint holds up okay on your mom's fridge, but as soon as you put it on a pair of shoes and walk around in them a bit, it'll start to chip fall off pretty quickly. So it's definitely, there's a lot more behinds making a pair of shoes than just getting the paint and painting it. You have to find the right pair of shoes and the right materials and supplies to work on that surface in a way that'll hold up over time. But,
Yeah. So have you ever like bought specifically bought a pair of shoes to do this, or do you usually just take up like beat up shoes that you used to have, or do you usually try to buy some?
I've done it with both. Actually, one of my Zach's here, cross country coaches, gave me a pair of his used like running shoes, Nike. What are they? Alpha Flies or something?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, a shoe that
Really nice one.
as of yet has not been released to the public. And he gave a pair to me, and I customized one. So I am currently, unless I'm mistaken, the only person on the globe to have customized a pair of Alpha Flies. So
Nice.
kind of painted like a galaxy theme on those ones, and it turned out pretty cool.
Yeah, they look sick.
Yeah, and I've run a couple of miles. Well, probably a couple hundred miles in those, and they held up great. So that was encouraging. But those were already pretty beat up when I got them. But then with the Vans, I generally just buy those new, because white shoes never hold up for more than like a week. So I'll get those new and then paint them, and then
So is
put
this
on.
like
Yeah,
is this like a thing that you like want to do? Like, or is this just like fun? Like,
it's more
like
just
it's
a
fun-
hobby
yeah.
at this point.
Like I'm sure something that's like a hobby like this, still part of your brain starts to go like, "Hey, could I do this?" But I'm sure this is
Yep,
just a
yep.
thing where you were like, "I want to have fun with this" and something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, I'm writing an English paper at the moment.
On it?
Yep, the 12 to 15 page paper.
Yeah,
Absolute nightmare.
Jeez.
yeah.
But
It's
at least I've got a fun topic.
Yeah.
No, it's a little bit on the customization aspect, but a lot more on like the shoe resale, and how much that's exploded over the last couple of years with shoes like Off-Whites and Yeezys and Air Jordans and whatnot, and how those have gone from just being some sort of like symbol of look at me, I've got nice shoes, to like they're an actual asset when it comes to like reselling value on a shoe. So like, I mean, obviously with the stock market and all that, for kind of an example here, was it S&P 500 or something, where they take like the 500 like stable stocks just to kind of make a general overview of where the economy's going, how it's doing. Somebody pretty recently decided like, this is kind of cool. I'm going to do this, but with 500 different pairs of shoes. And these shoes performed 30% better than the stocks did.
Wow.
In terms of resale value on various markets online. I mean, somewhat eBay. eBay is kind of not used quite as much anymore because it's not entirely reliable. Goats and StockX are pretty popular at the moment. But then with like the shoe releases and whatnot, where was I going there? I don't know.
I don't know, but it sounds like
lost the train of thought.
It sounds like this guy's definitely going to be ready for that macro AP test, man. That's gonna. I think it feels like you're definitely prepared.
Not taking that one. Thank
Oh,
goodness.
I'm taking that one. And
You are? Oh boy.
What's the worst one to take for me? Because I had macro first semester. I haven't looked at economics.
Yep.
Me neither.
So that'll be fun. I don't even know how the format's going to go. Maybe I'll stop by.
Took that class solely for the teacher because Mr. Reynolds is an amazing person.
Oh,
Okay.
so good. Dude's he's a legend, man. It's crazy because there's a lot of teachers. Yeah, honestly, it's where BeansTalk was born.
That's
but
fair.
It's crazy how there's a lot of teachers at St. Joe that a lot of people go like, oh, they're a legend or something like that. I feel like people still don't like understand. I don't know how long Mr. Reynolds has been there. I don't know if it's been long or if it's not been super long.
It's a couple of years now, isn't it?
A couple of years, like it's not that much. But it's crazy that like at St. Joe, it's not necessarily seniority of teachers. People love Mr. Reynolds, like just in the same way they love Mr. Riley, and Mr. Riley has been there forever. Like, I'm not saying you're old, Mr.
Has
Riley.
he?
He started when we were freshmen.
Yeah, I don't think he's been there all that long.
Yeah.
But, I mean, McCarthy is a better example there.
Am I thinking
Yeah,
of someone
Mr.
else?
Culver. Mr.
Oh,
Dillon, obviously.
I was thinking of McCarthy. Never mind.
Yeah,
I
I think
mean
Dillon.
You said-
But even just
Hey,
like
good.
teaching in general, because I think Verheiden
No,
was
sure.
for a while. Maybe not at St. Joe.
Yeah,
But
he's been
there-
teaching for a while all around.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
there's a lot
Yeah,
of teachers at St.
definitely.
Joe that people say that they go, "Oh, what a legendary teacher!" or "I love that teacher." And there's really no standard for how long you got to be at St. Joe for that. It's just the kind of impact that the teachers have, and sometimes it's even if they're just like, I don't know, like memeable or something like that. Like, like a lot of people love Mr. McCarthy because it's like there's a lot of things you can say about him. That
Yeah, he's an interesting man.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude's smart too. I mean, that's a
That's fair.
absolute whiz, absolute great coach. I think if he like knew everything about us another sport, just because he's such a great coach, he could probably do great in that. Just because he's, I feel like he's just a decent coach in general. I haven't had him for any kind of sport. I had him for those workouts that he made us do early in the morning,
Oh boy.
and
Yeah,
those were awful for
fun.
us. Yeah, and Irwin Lou's like Irwin's just marching along and not at all breaking a sweat, and us football guys are dying. But he's just from that experience, I know the guy's a great coach, and there's a lot of other teachers that are just great teachers at St. Joe. But like I was saying, there's no standard, it feels like, for how long you got to be there. You just got to do the right thing. That gets you in the right place with teachers. I don't know how they do that. I don't know how some
And the
teachers
students, I think that's a big part.
I don't know how some teachers manage to do that and how some teachers manage to never do that. Like, I don't know how that happens.
Yeah. No. I mean, I think it's probably a little bit to do with the classes that they're teaching too. Like, McCarthy knows what he's doing, knows his way around in history class. And obviously, like, Dylan is just amazing
Yeah.
for his
You're a
math
genius.
class.
Yeah.
I think if you're looking for a teacher that's been there for a long time, that's
Definitely
the
Mr.
one.
Dillon.
So
Yeah, definitely. I wonder who's been there the longest so far. Probably Dylan. I would.
didn't it used to be like the library lady?
Yeah, no, but she retired.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she left.
So yeah, who is it now?
yeah. I don't know who's been
Coleman.
here the longest.
Coleman's
Could be
been
Coleman.
there
Is it Coleman?
a while. I don't know.
I think so. I don't know. It's weird to have conversations with teachers that say, "I remember the old building," and then some teachers that are like super young and trying to relate to us, like, "You guys watch TikTok?"
Oh, hey, Mr. Dillon
Oh,
has
yeah.
that too. So
Yeah, I guess that's
yeah.
both.
he's pretty young though. He's probably what, like 30 something now.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yep.
I heard a joke that a teacher said about Mr. Dillon that said, maybe it wasn't a teacher, but I heard someone say that I guarantee, he was like, I guarantee you when the St. Joe building, like the original St. Joe building was built, Mr. Dillon was just an entity that spawned in the middle of the school and said, "Hi, he just said, 'Hi, I'm here to fix everything now.'" And they're like, he like looks around the building. He's like, "Well, it's not the prettiest building, but I guess it'll have to do." And he's just there forever. Like, everyone thinks he can literally do anything, which feels like he can. I haven't had him in the
pretty
class,
accurate.
but yeah, it feels like that whenever I hear.
No, I don't know what St. Joe's going to do without him.
Yeah.
He's pretty integral to
Yeah, he's
how they run it.
pretty essential part to St. Joe. A lot of teachers are there.
For sure.
So we are almost out of time. Zach, how did that feel? That was a weird 30 minutes.
This is so weird to like end it early.
It's so weird, but
I
it
don't
does
know.
feel nice. And TJ
Oh,
just left.
goodbye. Oh, TJ. Maybe his power went out too.
Did his power go out?
I have no idea.
Wait a
That
minute.
would suck.
Okay, context, everyone. TJ just.
That's amazing.
I don't know what happened, but we are running out of time. If TJ comes back before we end it, then I guess he said bye. And he said thank you for letting him be on the podcast. And he said listen to everything he says because the dude's.
Oh yeah. He also said like, comment, and subscribe.
He also said like, comment, and subscribe. He also said let us know of any
Oh, he's calling me right now.
Oh, he's calling you. All right.
Yeah.
You can mute yourself and let him talk to him if you want.
No. Hey, TJ.
Oh, hey, TJ.
You're back on.
You're back on.
Awesome. I'm back on.
Oh yeah.
Love that. My laptop died.
Your laptop died. Well,
Good
say
job, buddy.
say bye to the
Thanks.
people, and we'll close
It was
it up.
6% at like 5 minutes ago. It's like, yeah, that'll be fine.
TJ was not fine.
That was not fine.
TJ, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for showing up.
You gotta plug in now.
You're plugged in now. Well, TJ, we're gonna end it soon, but
Yep, no, you can just end it here. End it with a phone call. How about that?
you can just end it here. Yeah, we have no beans, so we have no outro. So I guess Zach, take us out.